Heather McDonald has got the juiciest scoop. When you're on the road, when you're on the go, Juicy Scoop is the show to know. She talks Hollywood tales, her real life Mr. Segment serial data and serial sister. You'll be addicted and addicted fast to the #1 tabloid real life podcast. Listen in, listen up. Whoop whoop. Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop.
Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. We have our original favorite, the #1 always, my comedy partner in life.
Thank you.
Chris Franjola.
Yes, thank you very much.
And two of your biggest fans are in the room today. My husband, Peter Tobias.
Yes.
And Drake Tobias, who are actual Patreon members of Cover to Cover.
Cover to Cover, yes. But
so they hear everything you say about me.
I know. That's why I believe they're just doing it as recon.
Yeah.
They're to report back to you. That's why they listen. But I don't. I know they're listening. So I talk very highly of you and the podcast.
Oh, good. Yeah, I have a couple of people like that too. Jill Zarin being one of them.
Right.
She's a Patreon person, so I'm always like, okay, I can only share so much.
I know. I talk some shit about some people, and I'm always concerned if it's going to get back to them. Because you know how the fans of Juicy Scoop are. They go and find them and find their... I was recently talking about somebody who came backstage at a Fortune show.
And it was odd or something?
Yeah, it was an odd. And I was mentioning who they were. And these people found them, found their Instagram page, found their business. I was like, no, leave them alone. Like, it's just fun for the podcast. I'm not really mad at them.
Also, everybody, don't worry. Annie's just sick today. Okay, so listen. And Drake is home from ASU. But we're going to have some fun. And I'm going to start by telling you what my weekend was like. Okay. It started Friday, 12:23 p.m. I had finished my work for the day, and I was getting my hair done at Madison Reed. Oh, right there in the Village. They they do my roots. Yeah. Love them. Okay. And I'm looking through my phone, and I see this TMZ article. Tom Sandoval and Ariana call it quits because he's having an affair with Raquel. They're all Vanderpump Rules people.
I'm all up on this. I did full research last night.
I'm so happy you did. Okay, so my immediate thing at 12:23 was, wait, what? Because in the show, she's flirting with the other Tom Schwartz, not Sandoval. So I text my girl Lala. Okay. I'm like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. Is this even true? Like what? And the rest of my weekend was shot. I've gotten 4 hours of sleep each night.
Because you're investigating this.
Thinking about it. I did a special Patreon, Get Me Behind Gates. I did 4 not viral, but a lot of views for me, TikToks and Reels about it as things were coming to me, as I was reading information. And just for the people at home, I did a very long explanation, which you can get on Patreon, that takes you through all the characters of the show for the last 13 years. But for the simple thing, there's a character named Tom, not a character, he's a human being. Because it's
Tom Sandoval.
And he
Tom Schwartz.
Yes, he started, and Tom Schwartz.
They have Tom Tom Club.
They have the Tom Tom restaurant that they did with Lisa Vanderpump, but now they have their own place that Lisa Vanderpump's not part of it.
That's getting bad reviews.
That's called Schwartz and Sandy. And Tom Sandoval owned a home in Valley Village, serious girlfriend, wrote a cocktail book with Ariana for the last 9 years. Right. They are a couple. Within their friend group, especially the last 9 months, they became really close with newly single Raquel. Yes. Raquel was a super fan of the show, came to see DJ James Kennedy perform at Pump on New Year's Eve, started to date him, subsequently was his girlfriend, therefore got on her favorite show.
Now, so DJ James Kennedy had a night that he would do his DJing at a club, and he called it See You Next Tuesday.
Right. Clever. Also, DJ James Kennedy is really funny and extremely entertaining. Okay. And he's very nice to me. Okay?
Yeah. All right.
So they become a couple. She becomes regular on the show.
Got it.
But she's acts very dimmy, like dim-witted kind of. And she was a former pageant girl. She's from Santa Rosa, California. I did an impression of her. And Lala always was kind of like, she would be like, don't fuck with me, you Bambi-eyed bitch. Because she did kind of have like these Bambi eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
And so sometimes they would go along, sometimes they wouldn't. But Lala always kind of had her like antennas up for this girl. And sometimes people would be like, why Lala? Like she seems so nice.
Yeah.
So they date for like many years and they get engaged, she and DJ James Kennedy. And he does this big engagement reveal on the show. Beautiful party, expensive, kind of out in Palm Desert where Coachella is.
Okay.
And Tom Sandoval, who at that time is on year 8 with Ariana, acts like, I'm your best friend, James Kennedy. I'm going to give you $20,000 of my own money, which he has yet, this is not fake for the show. He never recouped it, so that you can give the engagement presentation that you deserve to give to Raquel.
Okay.
Everyone thought that was kind of weird. I just thought he was a really dumb businessman that just wanted to like do something on the show. And I was like, whatever, stupid. You're going to probably want that 20 grand one day. Right now, you're like, who cares? But
right.
Anyway, time goes on. They get engaged. They break up. They reveal on the reunion that Raquel and James have broken up and they haven't boned for a year.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So now Raquel's on the show again, single girl. She's boozing a lot and she's super supportive of Tom Sandoval's now cover band career.
Yeah.
In which he's got like
They'll be playing at the Canyon Club right here up
where
the
we
street.
both performed.
Yes. Very soon, like in a couple of weeks. It's at the
it's coming back because he's been there a few times.
Yeah, no, he's coming back.
And I saw him and I'm like, the guy can kind of sing, you know, but he has this big band and James Kennedy.
Covers of like rock songs?
Yeah.
Or,
like,
okay.
You know, like, and I wish I could have, and then just a song, I wish I could have Schwartz's mom. Like instead of jazz, and then Tom Schwartz is like, and he's like, you know, funny stuff.
Oh, so it's funny.
Not really that funny. That's the only funny thing.
Okay.
So, but he's got like a real band behind him.
Yeah.
And James Kennedy, who is smart, like you and I, like, let's go to a show just by ourselves or with one other person and not an entire 12-piece orchestra that we have to pay because you're not going to make any money.
Yeah.
So James is like, you know, he's fun, but like he has to pay all these people. So he pays all these people. He wears pants and he's just enjoying himself. And Ariana, the girlfriend of 9 years, is there every time cheering with now someone who she's become extremely close with, newly single Raquel.
Okay.
Raquel is going to every single one of Tom Sandoval's cover band shows.
Yeah.
Like the ultimate groupie, filming herself and this and that.
Yeah.
And on the show, and we hear it before the show airs. Oh my God, Tom Schwartz, who was married to Katie, they break up after, you know, and they get divorced. And we find out, and I had dinner with Katie and Lala at BravoCon, and Katie was very annoyed with Sheena Shea, who is one of the regular people on the show.
Original housewife.
Well, no, Sheena Shea was the jump off point for Vanderpump Rules because Sheena Shea had a affair with Eddie Cibrian when he was married to Brandi Glanville.
Yes.
And Lisa Vanderpump knew this, and she
let me
said,
go look at this restaurant, some drama going on in there.
Yes. And so Lisa Vanderpump, who wanted a spinoff, then says to poor Brandi, I think you should come to my restaurant and confront this Sheena Shea. And she did. And that episode then turned into Vanderpump Rules. And it's brilliant because all these people dated and they were young and they were gorgeous. And it was a really fun show to watch. And throughout the years of all the people, a lot of infidelity has happened. These guys have had, you know, fangirls blow them in Miami and this and that. One drunken night, a girl slept with another guy, but it's always been like a hookup, a one-time thing, nothing.
Right.
Okay. So with, so the season starts and we hear while they're filming that Katie's very annoyed because Sheena, who's become so close to Raquel had made out with Tom Schwartz not Sandoval, at Sheena Shea's wedding.
Okay.
And Katie feels like, Sheena, like, listen, I know I'm divorced from him, but why would you facilitate this relationship?
Right.
Sheena's like, I didn't facilitate it. I thought you guys were, you know, single and like divorced and you're boning and like, who cares? But I feel badly now, but I'm still really close to this girl, Raquel. So now we watch the show and everybody's chiming in. Should Raquel had ever dated Tom Schwartz or not? People are giving Sheena shit. People are saying, Katie, leave him alone. And Sheena goes on, Watch What Happens Live, with now her best friend, Raquel, defending Raquel and everything. And Andy goes, okay, I want you guys to answer questions at the same time. Who's hotter, Schwartz or Sandoval? And Sandoval. And they both say Sandoval. And Sheena's like, what? I thought you'd say Schwartz. And now we know, because new stuff is coming out every day, that according to Andy Cohen, he just did his show. He said that then Raquel goes, well, Sandoval has abs. Now,
how would she know that?
Just that it would pop right into your head, right?
Yeah.
And she's talking about like, well, I heard that, DJ James Kennedy says you don't give BJs. And she goes, well, not to him, but to other people. She goes on to do all these interviews saying, no one's DMing me. I'm just enjoying being single, this and that. They finish Watch What Happens Live, the two girls. Now, the 3 hours ahead in New York, probably had some drinks. They did the shot skis, whatever.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Orange County, he's doing his song, ba-da-ba-da-da-da, and Ariana's there filming. Woo!
Now, what song is that? Are you singing the Proclaimer? I would walk 500
miles and
I would walk 500. Yeah.
And Ariana's there. There's my boyfriend filming. Okay. All the.
That was from a Johnny Depp movie, Benny and June.
Okay.
Remember, he played like a special needs adult. Something like that.
Couldn't do that today.
No, he couldn't do that today.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I'm getting hot. I have to take off my top. Okay. So, not my top, my sweater. Okay. So anyway, something happens where, Tom is like, someone's calling them maybe after the show, like, hey buddy, I'm in the audience. Can I meet you backstage? And they see it's a mutual friend of theirs. So he's like, here, or somehow she gets his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're backstage. I'm just assuming this is what happened. And then she sees, now the phone's open. Now she sees there's a text exchange between him and Raquel. Now Raquel is their good friend. They've gone to Coachella together. Right. They've gone to some other festival in Vegas together with Sheena Shea. They've gone to all these shows. In fact, when Raquel, who's now 28, did her last pageant run, because I guess once you're 28, Donald Trump kicks you out.
Yeah.
They came to her pageant.
Oh.
Both of them, Sandoval and Ariana.
What type of pageant? It was like Miss America?
California.
Oh, Miss California.
Yeah.
Wow.
But she didn't, but now she's done, so that shows, we saw some depression. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I'm no longer with, DJ James Kennedy, but I'm like, someone feels sorry for this dumb but pretty girl. And she's just such a good friend. She's so supportive of Tom Sandoval, and she's always with Ariana when Ariana just needs a friend to go to the Sandoval concert with. So then she sees the exchange. And in the exchange, according to everything that's out there, allegedly, but everybody's writing about it, including like people in TMZ, she sees not only inappropriate text, but a recorded FaceTime video of the two of them. And it's very sexual.
Oh, so it's the two of them in the video.
It's like like Raquel's doing something, diddling the do. Okay?
Oh, for Sandoval.
Yes.
And he's doing something back?
I don't know that much of the details.
Okay.
But she knows. She knows.
Yeah.
It's done. Doesn't know how long it's going on for, but knows. Well, she gets a hold of Sheena, who she knows, who's also her good friend, because they're all real close.
Yeah.
It's like the casting kind of split between Katie and it's like Sheena, like, right. What the hell? I think Raquel's been having an affair or whatever with Tom Sandoval. Well, Sheena loses it because Sheena has been this great friend saying that stop being mean to Raquel, and she probably feels, but she's also been deceived for months and months. Sure. And she's left this girl alone with her husband on many occasions. Right. And it's like, who is this person? Right. So all the shit breaks loose, and it breaks. This happened Wednesday night, or it really comes out by Friday. So now the cast knows, and the production knows they've wrapped, but they bring up the cameras. They're like, come on, we got to see this go down. And everyone's like, did Schwartz know? And was there ever anything going on with Schwartz and Raquel? Or was it that he was covering in a fake romance, knowing that his best friend and his business partner was boning her all the time? Right. And did the boning start? Did he have a thing for her when he paid for that engagement party? Yeah. Because that never made any sense. Then they said in Coachella, but why would he pay for the he secretly liked? It doesn't make sense. But one of the theories is he always had a thing for her, and he wanted to show her like what a great guy he was, even though she was engaged. Oh, got it. Or was once she saw that, did they start to have a romance, and that made her break up with DJ James Kennedy? Got it. But we don't know. Or was he just an idiot who blew 20 grand and didn't feel for her back then?
Right.
It has been revealed by DJ James Kennedy that it's been going on for at least 7 months or since July.
The relationship.
Full boning.
Whoa.
And according to all the Reddit
where did
threads,
DJ James Kennedy make this announcement? Was this on?
This is Dumois, Reddit, page. It's all getting out there. And it's very confirmed that it's been 7 months.
Yeah.
Like they're all admitting it. Or more, because it couldn't have happened in Coachella, is what people are wondering. Because there was a rumor that a fan wrote, I saw Raquel making out with Tom Schwartz. Tom Schwartz was never at Coachella. Tom Sandoval was. Was that fan mix up the two last names, never got a photo, and it just then went on with, this is a good distraction from the fact that we really are. Go along with this, Tom Schwartz, be my best friend, whatever.
Right.
So anyway, so now it's out. Everyone hates Raquel, who actually people pull up her high school photo. Her name was really Rachel.
Okay.
So she's like a Hilaria.
Yeah.
Okay. She just changed her name.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden I'm Heatherina.
Right.
And you're like, she was Heather in 1988.
Yeah.
What? Heatherina? McDonaldina? I thought she was.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So everyone is hurt. Everyone is deceived. I mean, I think it's so diabolical that this girl acted like she was Ariana's friend for 7 months.
Yeah.
There's also the juiciest part is that at one night she was spending the night at the house in Valley Village, the McMansion, and Ariana saw him come out of her room at 4 a.m.
Okay.
But he was delivering her water.
Oh.
So did she have any suspicion slightly before? I think she did, because why would you look in the text exchange? She had probably a little, but probably not a lot.
Right.
Concern. And so they are filming. Everyone's furious.
So now I heard that Lisa Vanderpump is flying to New York for an emergency. Watch What Happens Live.
I hope so. Yes, I believe so. And I think that's brilliant. And
Wednesday.
And I said, God love Lisa Vanderpump. And I know she loves all these kids as much as she loves her Vanderpump dogs.
Right.
But there's probably something in her brain that's like, that's absolutely terrible. Ariana was with him for so long. They owned this house. They took $250,000 out of the house in a diminishing real estate market to rope up Sandy's and Schwartz. But the whole time he was bonking Raquel.
Yeah.
How could she not be happy?
I know, loving it.
There's a little bit where it's like, hey, it's awful. Yeah. Let's make the lemonade. Ariana, get your business. She's supposed to do a business with Katie called that with a sandwich shop.
Sandwich shop. I heard about this.
And everybody says,
but it never happened?
Well, get the investors now.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I think it should be. Okay.
Okay.
This is not my idea. Someone else said it. Call it the better halves.
Okay. Halves. Okay.
And they're going to have, and they should have a special on a half of a sandwich.
Okay.
With a little soup and salad.
Soup and salad. I love a half sandwich.
A half sandwich. And I also think they should offer that you could have two different halves for the price of one whole sandwich.
Okay.
And they can scoop it out, because I like a scooped out baguette.
Like a scooped out, yeah.
With a crunch.
Sure.
Just a half of a sandwich.
Now, do you think they're going to, will they slice the meats, or will the meats be pre-sliced at this fake sandwich shop?
I think you got to pre-slice it.
Because you heard what's happening.
What? Tell.
Well, Subway. Okay, there's a lot of Subway news. I'm glad you brought up sandwich shops.
I don't think that they should par with Subway right now during the Jared
That's
pedophile.
what I'm saying. There's Jared news.
Okay,
Jared
so talk about Subway.
News,
then we're getting back to the rumors of this. Go.
This is Jared Fogle news.
We're taking a quick break for sandwich news.
Documentary. I guess a documentary is coming out where they have the actual clips of him talking to these
girls.
Different, yeah. But he's asking them, "Can I see your kids naked?" Like he's asking the parents. And they have it audio recorded, so now he's in jail for life anyway. I think, but so it's not a good look on Subway.
No,
but now Subway's decided they're going to slice their meats like they do over at Jersey Mike's. I mean, they had the Jared Fogle problem, then Jersey Mike's comes, and it's sort of better. Honestly, they're slicing their meats.
Well, I have to say, we were at Costco last week.
What are they doing?
And Brandon I sometimes make him a sandwich. Sometimes he gets lunch at the food truck or whatever.
Okay.
And I said, do you want this turkey here to make the sandwiches? And he's like, and I go, or do you feel like we've gotten to the economic level of only sliced meats from the deli section of Ralph's?
Wow. So like a boar's head.
Yeah.
Like a sliced boar's head.
Yeah. And you know what? Thanks to my Patreon support,
Things are doing
we
good.
have.
Yeah. Wow.
I said, you know what? You got it.
Good
You're
for you.
on the swim team. It makes a world of difference.
Well, I don't want to
We call
brag.
it from a real turkey.
Yeah. Oh,
From a
like
real
turkey breast.
That at one time this was really came from the breast of a turkey.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is congratulations on that type of success.
At the better halves, I would like them to have that as well.
The Franjolas always grew up sliced from a grocery store.
What?
But like liverwurst. Like I think it's like the low. That was the thing that people ate back in those days. Like the lowest rung cold cut liverwurst.
Okay.
We
definitely didn't. You know what? In fact, I remember my first week on Chelsea. She was doing a sketch, and they wanted to get her snacks, and I saw that they got the sliced turkey. And I just said one day, I literally was like,
sitting there eating your Oscar Mayer.
I just was like the opulence, like you talk about the second fridge,
second refrigerator in the garage.
I was just like, to just.
But you've had, what did you eat then, cold cut wise, at the McDonald house?
Oh, we would buy it all packaged up,
like prepackaged.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the Sandoval.
Okay.
Sorry to take everyone off course.
So here are some things. Okay, I'm going to write all the things down that I want to. Okay. They also have been wearing both bolt necklaces.
I saw this today
Tom
on TMZ.
and she. So that was like their secret thing.
Yeah.
But also that was his Tom made merch, and they had the bolt. So again, she's a groupie. The other thing people are saying about Tom and his long career as a reality star. When it started, he was a girl. He was had a girlfriend named Kristen who was also on the show.
Right.
And they were both aspiring models and actors. So it worked.
Right.
They broke up. He got with Ariana. Ariana was like a really big into mixology. Like she was a bartender.
Yeah.
Then he jumped on that. I'm going to have my own restaurant. We wrote this cocktail book. Now that has ended. And the other thing is that she said, I never want to have kids. I never want to get married. He kind of said, well, I sort of do, but they still stayed together. So people are like, well, maybe he wanted a wife and kid, but obviously he cheated. There's no excuse.
Right.
Okay. Now he's with a groupie.
Yeah.
Like she's a groupie.
And she's a groupie of like a cover band,
It's
like a
sad.
reality star cover band. It's not like the Rolling Stones.
Have you seen that TikTok or whatever trend where they have this voice of, I think it's Steve Harvey being like, so that's your man and you're going to stick by him.
It.
And then people show their husband like being like, like acting lame, or they show Cody dancing from Sister Wives at a wedding. I really think someone needs to do it with, and that's your man. And then Raquel being like, and you're going to stick by it. And
him singing the Proclaimers at the Canyon Club at Agora Hills.
And you're going to stick with him. Like, this is what you're going.
I know.
Because I'm like, okay, cut to 10 years from now. She's married to somebody else. She has, a couple kids.
Right.
You think that those moms 10 years from now, when they're all 38, are going to forget who Raquel was in 2023?
Right.
That they would ever trust this girl to be a room mom or their friend or go on a trip together for the traveling soccer team?
Yeah.
She literally should do a face transplant like Larsa Pippen, change her name. She doesn't like her nose anyway. She had a botched nose job. Get a whole new nose, but also just move like it's done.
Yeah.
Or the only way that she can survive is if they agree to stay together till they die. They
Tom Sandoval on her.
They either have to get married, have a couple kids, stay together, because then after like 5 years, people will be like, well, obviously they're a beautiful family.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't start out the right way, but.
Yeah.
And so there's all this talk of what their PR companies are saying to do. One being that they said that she's going to do, I think she's going to do the narrative. This is me. There's other versions. I think she's going to do the narrative. It's, I was groomed by Tom Sandoval.
Sure. That's a perfect out.
He's older. He's more mature. I came off of a weird relationship with DJ James Kennedy. I was vulnerable. I couldn't be in pageants anymore.
Yeah.
I started to drink and do recreational stuff.
Right.
At his cover band. I was sucked in by his nail polish and his white eyeliner and his incredible singing and sparkling pants.
Yeah, I mean, can you blame her?
And he convinced me. He convinced me that they weren't having sex, that I did. And now I need to go to rehab and so I can stay on the show.
I like it. That's a good out.
But
But then they'd have to break up. Like if they're going to stay together. You can't say the grooming thing.
No. So her thing is probably I'm going to break up and say I'm a victim. But I think it's a little hard for a 28-year-old woman to say I was groomed.
Okay.
But then a lot of people will say I was with a narcissistic jackal, whatever. I was all screwed up, and I was 45. So but it's the 7-month deception. And she didn't just deceive Ariana.
Uh-huh.
She deceived Sheena, Sheena's husband, Brock, all these other people that they hung out with. Everybody, Lala, DJ, everyone thought.
I don't understand how these people, how they have the time to do it. Like if he's living with this other girl, when is it after the shows? Is it like
okay, I'm so glad you asked.
Thank you.
A new report came out that they apparently wore disguises out.
Well, really?
Yes.
Like disguises to
to have dinner and stuff like that. They did not spend Christmas together. She went home because she has like a sick grandpa.
Okay. And
he was somewhere, and there are eyewitnesses that said they saw them together in his hometown, like St. Louis or something. Oh. He did a cover band show in Santa Rosa.
Okay.
And she never posted that she was there, but Bravo fans filmed her alone with a girlfriend up in the balcony. She was there.
Wow.
So, I think they snuck around, and I think they got off on sneaking around.
Yeah.
And the other question is,
the other thing is, you said there was maybe a chance of somebody seeing somebody going in and out of a bedroom within the home of them. That is always shocking to me because I don't know about your house, but I can't do anything in my house without everybody hearing it. And I live in like my daughter's up. She'll get up and come out. See what's going down.
First of all, Brandon, very heavy-footed. Like the loudest.
He's got like size
steps.
14 feet.
Just
right?
I'm like, that's why even though he's grown, I'll be like, are you sick or something? Like I heard you get up 3 times. Like it's so loud.
So loud.
So loud. Yeah.
That's why I don't understand how anybody does. I hear these stories, I've heard this before in the same house. Like how?
And then Peter wants the world to know that he's emptying the dishwasher at 5:30 a.m. Leaves the hall door open, and takes the whole thing out and throws it on the marble countertops of all the forks and knives to splatter.
But why at 5:30 a.m.?
That's when he woke up. That's what he felt. He wanted to start his day. And I'm like, dude, like shut the whole door if you're going to do some housework at 5:30 a.m.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So, So my other question for you.
Did you ever try and get ice out of any ice machine in a refrigerator? The noise, it sounds like a dump truck, the ice hitting, and then it goes all over the floor. We have a top of the line Sub-Zero, and the ice flies everywhere. There's more ice on the kitchen floor than there is in the cup. And that's people. The whole house wakes up.
Oh my God! We were at an Airbnb of a beautiful house in Palm Desert recently. And all night long, I was like, God, I was up all night. What was that? It was just a little portable ice maker all the way in the kitchen. This is like a 4,000 square foot home. And my God, it was loud.
It's the loudest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like I probably could have an affair in another room. And then if the girl goes, can I get some ice? I'm like, no. That's gonna blow this whole thing.
Maybe that was it. He said he was getting her water. Yeah.
Oh,
he got her water with ice.
And then they woke up.
And that's what woke up Ariana.
Yeah, it's the damn ice machine.
Let me ask you something as a dude.
Okay.
Because this dynamic is very weird to me as a woman.
Yeah.
In your opinion, now they've got you up to speed.
Gotcha.
So at one point they were in an interview. Right. We're going to see that Schwartz, not Sandoval, does make out with Raquel. They never have sex, but they make out. Yeah. And then there's a story that later in the season, I think in August, Sheena got married and they hooked up.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Tom Schwartz and
Raquel. Now, a lot
hooked
of people,
up beyond making out.
Maybe.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people think that Schwartz was the ultimate best friend, knew about this affair from the beginning, and was covering it and was like, I'll make out with her here and there on camera just to keep people from possibly thinking you did it.
Yeah.
Other people could it be that in a sick guy's mind, Tom Sandoval kind of got off on seeing if this groupie would also screw his friend? Like what's the dynamic? Why does a guy I feel that's a little pimpy.
Yeah.
But what is about that a guy would get off on that? Is it the power of being like, this girl is so freaking into me that she'll even give sexual favors to my friends because I told her to. That's what it is, right?
Probably. Yeah, I think so. That's a weird one. I that's not my style, but I've heard that about like Chris D'Elia would do that.
The comedian.
The comedian. Yeah.
Pass him off to the friends.
He would say,
I've heard football players. I mean, I've heard other high ranking people would be like, now go do the groupie or my friend or what, not the groupie, but like the roadie or like the person that's with me or or pass it off to your brother, like the Kennedys.
Right. Yeah.
Even people in the White House like to bro. They call it bro hop.
Bro hop. Or
and a Us Weekly person asked the two guys about a week ago, what about Raquel being a bro hopper? And they both are like, no, I don't think that's true, because she'd also briefly dated two other guys that worked there.
Oh, okay.
But not like anything big deal, like maybe kissed them.
Right.
And so they're like, oh, and everyone, but as a viewer, we're just like, oh, she's just sowing her wild oats. She's just kind of being a drunk makeout slut, whatever. Who cares?
So where's the other girl and all that? The girl who's with Tom Sandoval for 10 years. What has become of her?
Ariana, she is flipping off paparazzi. She went to McDonald's. She deactivated her Instagram.
There's no kids involved in it.
No, and everyone is surrounding her with love and hopefully investors, so I can get a half a sandwich in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
I know
for this.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So so then Tom Schwartz and Sandy's, their new restaurant.
Have you ever gone to any of these places? Tom Club?
Yes, Tom Tom's very good. Pump, Sir.
Yeah.
I've been to them all. I have not gone to Schwartz and Sandy's. Annie went and she said the food was really good and it was really cute. It is in like a shopping square.
Beechwood Canyon or something, right?
Franklin
and Beechwood, yeah.
But it's she said it's kind of a happening, like new spot to like live for young people. So I think it might be good. But the fans went and wrote so many negative Yelp reviews that Yelp had to shut it down.
Yeah.
And then Sandoval wrote a long thing saying, Schwartz had nothing to do with this. He never knew. But please, I have employees. I'm just a part owner. Like, don't destroy my business.
I read that.
Because of this.
Yeah.
But in that, he never said, and I feel terrible he never mentions Ariana.
Uh-huh.
So people are like, your apology sucks, loser. Meanwhile, Schwartz, I really feel, was like taken. And I really feel like that Katie must be like, thank God I got rid of you, Schwartz, because you have been so under Sandoval's thumb. She always said that he would always do everything Sandoval said. And I'm like, and now he might lose a business because he's associated with the person who hates him. Or does everyone forget about this in a month and who cares? I think this is going to have some lasting effect because a girl cheating with her really good girlfriend's man consecutively for 7 months. Everyone's like, what about the guy? Okay, but it's about a girl who's like talking to a girl and being like, what's going on with you and Sandoval? Like, you guys getting along better? Are you having any more sex? Oh, you're not? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hi, Sandy. Where am I going to meet you with my bolt necklace?
Yeah. Not cool.
So now everybody's going back and watching all the episodes and looking for the clues. I think all the producers and editors must be like, look, I know these episodes are done, but let's throw some fun little subtle hints so the audience can watch it like detectives and then post TikToks and get that many more people interested in it.
Okay. Well, I'm interested now, and I never watched Vanderpump Rules. But
and what are your thoughts? Like, do you think that Raquel will ever be forgiven? No one's going to want to film with her. None of the girls are ever going to forgive her.
No, it's going to be tough for her. This is going to be a tough couple of months, but eventually, it's good. She's getting a lot of. I didn't know who she was until 2 days ago.
And there's been lots of housewives' husbands that have cheated, housewives who have cheated, divorces, whatever.
Yeah,
guys get mistresses,
thing, isn't it?
But nobody in the history of Bravo had a full-on affair with each other within the same cast.
Right.
That is why this is like the most polarizing, notorious thing. So the Bambi-eyed bitch is like the most polarizing character of all. And do you think maybe she wanted this all the time? Maybe this was her master plan. She came in like a snake in the grass, you know?
It's all very exciting stuff. And I can't believe you put that much research into it. Thank you for keeping everyone up to speed.
Friday lost, no shower, no nothing.
Yeah.
Saturday, got Drake, got breakfast with him. It's International Sunday, along with Brandon. After that, all day on the phone. Finally, Sunday came, and I said, I got to take a shower.
Yeah.
I've got to get out of this house.
Right.
I get out of the house, and then something clicked in me. So then I did another TikTok from the upstairs department of Nordstrom.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I talked about her strategy that she's going to say that she's been groomed or something. I thought she's going to have to say she's a victim of the older Tom Sandoval.
Right.
That's the only way out. Unless she's pregnant and they're going to get married. She has two choices. Get pregnant and get married and stay with him forever, or say she was a victim. She can't just say, hey, we made a mistake, leave me alone. She can't.
Now, because if they stay together for long amounts of time, you believe that would kind of make it look like, oh, they were meant to be together.
But it has to be like 10 years and 2 kids.
Yeah,
It can't be just like another year.
Right.
No.
Like in a case of, like, not to compare the two, they're completely different, but like in Woody Allen, Soon Yi,
Right.
the fact that they're still together, you're like, well,
kind of.
they were meant to be together. It was an odd start, you know, but they're still together.
It was his daughter.
Was his stepdaughter or something.
Well, not even step. Adopted.
Yeah, right.
Well, I guess step, because I think she'd adopted her alone before marrying him.
Yeah, but if you even if that's the defense, it's a weird defense. You know, she wasn't really. You know, it's odd defense. But anyway, but they're still together.
Yes.
30 years later.
Right.
So that's the only. Probably.
But what's great is if Soon Yi ever does something shitty.
Right.
Not that she cares to be canceled, because it's not like she has like a lifestyle blog or a podcast just to keep going.
Right.
But if she did, and she ever did something shitty, got a DUI, whatever, she can always say, what did you expect?
Yeah.
25 years ago,
that's right.
I was groomed by my stepdad.
Yeah. She's always got a trump card to get out of anything.
Forever.
With that one.
Yeah. Forever.
Yeah.
Speaking of victims, let's talk about the Chris Rock special.
Yes.
That came out. I didn't realize it was streamed live. In it,
on Netflix,
he screwed up a joke.
Yes, and that was pretty good. And I like that he said that.
And so, he got into talking about Will Smith, and he said, Jada was mad that I was going to host the Oscars when her husband wasn't nominated. And he meant to say for the movie Concussion.
Right.
But he said Emancipation.
Because later on, he was going to say Emancipation in the joke, and he probably had it mixed up in his head.
And so then he mixed it up, and he goes, oh, wait, I screwed up the joke. And I was like, wow, that's kind of amazing, because when you do a special, most people do it twice. I've done it twice, both times. So if you do something like that, you get notes, you go out, you do it again, and you correct it. Or even if you do it once, you might have a pickup with the audience and go, hey, I just have to repeat this line. But I didn't realize he couldn't do that, because they were actually streaming it live. And then that live became what we watched last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was, as a comedian, I'm watching it, and I know about, we all screw up jokes. And it stays in your head for the next 10 minutes of your set.
That you screwed up.
I could tell he was thinking about it. Like, son of a bitch. That ruins the joke, the cadence of the joke that it doesn't have the same impact that it would have had I not screwed it up. I could tell it was on his mind for the next 10 minutes.
So.
But I loved the special.
I thought the special was great. He called it selective outrage. Yeah. Which, for his age and everything, very relatable, things that we've joked about.
Yeah.
I mean, all the topics are things that we've talked about on our show and other comments, but it's always fun to hear a great, unique, everyone has a different perspective on it, even though if the topics are not original.
Right.
So he talks about, it talks about some interesting things. Okay. The one I want to talk about, which I loved, which I thought was great and brave of him.
What's that?
When he talks about dating younger women versus women that are like 40, he's like 55. So he's like, okay, so I'm divorced. And he's like, when I date a 25-year-old, all she wants is some expensive pair of shoes. Yeah. And I can get her those shoes, and then she wears them naked and is like, Daddy, do you like the shoes? And he gets laid, and she's very impressed. He's like, when you date a woman who's 45 or 50, she's like, hey, like, she has some things. So she's like, can you help me fix the house?
Funny.
We were dying laughing. And it's so true, because whenever I'm like,
can you fix my roof?
Yeah, because whenever I think about like if something was happening to Peter, I was like, I would like have to hire like a handyman to like live with me. Like I literally, when the rain was happening and stuff, one time Peter was gone and it was raining really hard and we have a pool cover. And he goes, you need to put this pump on it to like, he tried to tell me.
Yeah.
And I saw this thing outside. It was what did I do?
You guys made a video of it.
I put a vacuum.
Oh yeah.
I put a vacuum cleaner on the cover.
Yeah. And just vacuumed up. Oh wow.
I then said to him, I'm like, is this right? He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I mean, I don't know what some single women that are homeowners even did these last 2 weeks.
I know.
Like, I guess they just allowed their homes to become an infinity pool.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it was like, what the hell? Like, how are you supposed to like clean your gutters? What do they expect us to do?
I don't know. Yeah. It was tough times. What a struggle.
So anyway, he said so it's like in the end, even though these women who are, 45, 50 might own a home, they're going to cause you a lot more work and heartache. Yeah. And I also loved how he said you have to go to the mechanic so that they don't get taken, which is so true. So true. It was great. It was really, really funny. Talked about some edgy stuff was the abortion stuff, which I thought was, I never heard that perspective where he's like, people say it's all about women and it's a women's choice. Right. But what about all the times I've paid for it? Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, I loved that he was so honest about his life and his dating and his kids. And then we get to the Will Smith stuff, which was the juiciest. The Will Smith stuff was great. I mean, it was good because he didn't, I don't know, he did a good, I know he wasn't going to touch upon it because he just didn't want it to become that about his act. He's better comedian than that. He doesn't need it. But it was interesting that he did touch upon it and really in a good way, I thought. Yeah. It made Jada Pinkett Smith look kind of insane. Well, first of all, one of my biggest TikTok videos, I think it's at like 9 million, is when I had Josh Wolf on, which was right after the slap. Right. And we talked about, women can be the narcissistic assholes too. And we got into, and actually Josh Wolf said like, it was that moment of her looking at him like, you better do something. And now in hearing this whole thing, Chris Rock reminded us of his global humiliation, and especially among other men of color, like friends of his that are in the industry, that it was all exposed that she was cheating on him with it was her son, but it was her stepson's friend. August. Yeah. And he goes, and it's one thing to have that happen, but then to subject yourself for ratings to be so that she could interview him on the red tabletop is so true. It's so like we all said it was awful, but he put it in such like a hilarious way that you're like, oh my God, you're right. That is awful. It is. To be like, how did that make you feel? I know. Yeah. 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 Why would you do that? Because it's like, and I think it's just everything about it. Like, so the world to know that you are so under your wife's control must be very humiliating as a man. Yeah. Like, and not only are you like 6'5" and she's like 5'1", this little thing, and with a little YouTube show, like you're like an Academy Award winner, nominated, and you have to go do her dumb little show with your mother-in-law, and daughter, because she decided that her legs got entangled around this kid that kept coming around and needed some counseling. Mm-hmm. That's what she said in it. Yeah. Like, I needed to help him. And then I found myself in an entanglement. And remember you pissed me off that day when you planned my party without consulting me. Yeah. That's what she said. She goes, do you remember what you did? Like, and then Willow's sitting there and she goes, I remember I didn't want that party. And the mom's like, you didn't. Oh, that's what Grandma Pinkett Smith, that's her whole contribution. Yeah. Grandma Pinkett Smith just goes, oh, child. And she's like, Will, that party was for you to show the world that you could give your wife a beautiful party. Did you ask me if I wanted that party? And he's like, no, ma'am, I didn't. Like, it was, like, I'm like, God, if Peter threw me a party, I'd be so happy. Right. Yeah. Imagine being like, why didn't you ask me? Yeah. I didn't want steak. And lobster, you dumb asshole. Like, what? You should have went and hooked up with one of Drake's friends after Peter unloaded the dishwasher at 5:30 a.m. No, nobody, not a court in the land would have found you guilty. Yeah. imagine Drake just sees my phone one day and he's like, Mom, why are you texting my friend Jonah? Oh, nothing. We were just going to go on a bike ride together. Right. What?
I know. That's even the stranger part. That it was Jaden's friend, wasn't it? The guy?
No, it was the stepson's friend.
Oh, okay.
But the stepson, she always called my bonus son, and she met him when he was like 8 or younger.
Uh-huh.
And
still, it's all strange.
Yeah. He needs, well, I don't know what he's doing, but he needs to tap into this and talk about his grooming and victimhood and everything that happened.
Yeah, definitely.
Which was a theme of the thing of being a victim, which I thought.
That was the theme of the Red Table Talk.
And also of Chris.
Right.
Chris's thing, which I thought was great. Yeah. I thought that was really.
It was excellent.
Yeah.
Great job. Watch it.
He looked great. And, oh, by the way, when I saw him at Craig's about a year ago, I was pretty buzzed. I was with my friend Krista, who's single. And I tried to pimp Krista on him.
Oh, really?
By saying now all the things that he didn't want to hear.
Yeah, right.
I was like, you should meet my friend Krista. She's a single mom.
Oh,
she owns her own home.
Yeah, she needs a roof.
She's on a hillside.
Yeah, right. Oh, no.
Which, again, is not good.
Yeah.
Like, literally during the water, she was like, I think my house is going to fall down the hill. I'm like, okay, bye. Like, I didn't know what to do for her. I'm like, should I send Peter over with a snake?
He mentioned that too, Chris Rock. That is, oh man, that was
yeah, he did not want that. He talked about talked about the Meghan Markle, and I thought that was really funny. And he said, and this is what I've said. We've all said this too, because of course I've talked so much about it. But when talking about the royal family, he was like, some of that was just in-law shit, and I've said some of that is just wedding stuff. Getting in a fight with your sister-in-law about her daughter being a flower girl's dress. Right. That is. Universal big wedding bullshit. Texting.
Even the book, even Harry's book, a lot of it's like that's brother shit. You know? I mean, I have brothers.
The heir and the spare.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean that's why Drake. Drake even said years ago, I should have been born like 200 years prior. I would have it all. Like,
right. Yeah.
I don't have to share half with the spare. Like
I know.
So I get it, and then he said, try being the white girl that gets brought to the black family.
Oh.
And see how welcoming that can be for some women. And I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, okay, so the coronation, they have been invited.
Yeah.
We don't know if they're going to go, Prince Harry and Meghan.
Okay.
However, of course they're going to go. And of course they should go.
Right.
Because this is what we want to, this is like their Vanderpump Rules. This is what's going to get them the ratings. Exactly. We're not going to stop watching now.
Right.
But if they don't come, we might be like, we gotta know that there was some side eye.
Didn't he just do some pay-per-view thing where he met with a psychiatrist?
So he did a streaming service where you pay $33.99
to watch him get
so you get
therapy?
You get a book and you watch him get therapy.
But when I read that, I'm like, maybe this guy really does need money.
I think
because why would he do that?
So his story, just like Raquel, is victim.
Yeah.
You can't dislike me because so he was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress from the mom dying.
Yes.
ADD, who doesn't have that?
Everybody.
What was the other one?
We used to call it
anxiety. Who doesn't have anxiety?
Everybody. I know.
My doorbell rings. I pee in my pants out of fear that I'm going to be served.
Yeah. Oh, the doorbell ringing is the most terrifying. Is the most stressful thing in the world now.
It's so stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I literally dropped to the ground.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And even though my door is like very high up, but I feel they can see the top of my head.
Yeah.
I always send one of the boys like to look or get her out.
Right.
Yeah. It's okay. So
and attention deficit disorder is just that you think, one day you're supposed to do something and you're looking at TikTok. We all do that.
Yeah, you get distracted.
Yeah, right.
Get a little distracted. Mm-hmm. Wait, there was one other thing that he was. Anyway, that was it.
I remember we used to call it ants in your pants. He's got ants in his pants. He's got ADD. Cut it out. He's got ants in his pants. That's all it was. Yeah, easy.
Or they just would have screamed at you, pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention, right. That's all different.
You can't pay attention.
No,
yeah.
No.
So anyway, also, I'm telling you, my prediction for a long time is like, she is going to dump him within 5 years.
Really?
And all of this is just getting less and less attractive.
Yeah. Right. And what becomes of him then? Is he back in the family or?
Yes, he's back in the family and he marries some English girl and it's fine.
Yeah.
She gets with like a Jeff Bezos or something.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that someone that hasn't emerged yet.
Yeah.
On the rise. She'll get with some rich person like that.
I was had lunch with a friend.
Congrats.
Thank you. A few weeks ago. I hadn't seen him in like 15 years. We used to work together at Mirabelle. And
where Meghan Markle worked.
Exactly. Where Meghan Markle used to work with me. And he said I was actually friendly with her we would talk via, text all the time, right up until like through Suits and through the Suitcase show, Deal or No Deal.
Yeah.
We were friendly and we talk a lot via text. And he goes, and then I started hearing rumors about Harry. So I texted her like, is this true about what I'm hearing about Prince Harry? And the number was not working anymore. Phone number was gone.
Wow.
Yeah, he said so. That was.
Do you imagine?
I never heard from her again. And he goes, well, we were pretty tight.
Yeah.
So
that is 100% next bigger, better thing.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Right. I don't need to talk to this guy anymore.
Yeah. What's he gonna get me?
Yeah. Right.
Like as if Harry. Oh, speaking of, they didn't stop at Mirabelle on their to go out. They went to the bungalows. Harry and Meghan recently.
Yeah.
Which is extremely private dining club. And I went there. I put it out that I wanted to go, and my friend.
Is that at the Beverly Hills Hotel or something?
No, it's just on. It's down on La Cienega, I think.
Yeah.
I went there, and it looks like it was a small boutique hotel that they've converted to a private dining club. You go in. So I put it out on the show, and a Juicy Scooper who was a member invited me.
Right.
And then one was a Juicy Scooper, but then she worked with a friend of mine, Jerry. So again, you guys, I'd like to go back. We had a really good time. So you get there and they take your phone. They put a black piece of tape on it so you cannot film. And they also say if you try to film or record anything, and you sign a paper promising not to.
Okay.
You also can't talk about your experience. I guess I just did, but I'm not a member. Anyway. No. So nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
The food was good.
Okay.
It wasn't a super star-studded night that I was there. But it's really supposed to be so that people can actually meet and talk to each other and do business, and it's not everyone reporting on it.
So it's like a Soho House.
Right, and you're never supposed to call the paparazzi. No, the paparazzi doesn't even go there because they never know who's going to be there. And they'll get, the paparazzi happened to be there when Harry and Meghan went last week. And Jennifer Aniston was leaving. Yeah. And she's, according to the people who wrote the article, very annoyed that the Paps were there.
So this is A-listers at this place.
This is way more A-list than Soho House.
Yeah.
This is way more exclusive.
Right.
And so they didn't like that they knew. Now there's no way to prove that she called them or that someone in their team called them. But,
I'm going to try and get over it. I know you never invite me to Craig's when you go. I see your pictures.
You're right, I don't.
Yeah, my friend manages the place, so I could probably get us VIP everything. My friend
why are you telling me 12 years down the road? I've been going for 10 years.
Yeah, but he's just been promoted to manager. He was waiter for the last 12 years. He's been promoted.
I want to meet him, but I also can.
You probably met him.
I can also text Craig himself.
Yeah, so can I. He's a friend.
So you know Craig too.
I knew him when he worked over at
he used to be a waiter. Yes, he used to be a waiter.
Yes,
who created
he was the doorman. The maitre d'. Yeah.
Okay.
Dear friend.
Okay, we're putting it before you leave.
Okay.
We're putting it in the calendar right now.
Okay, that I can go.
That we're absolutely going to go.
Okay, I would love to. I've only been once.
Let's do a Juicy Scoop dinner.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yes, we'll invite Sarah. Fortune, if she could ever come.
I'm in.
So busy.
Yeah.
We'll invite Justin. We'll do the whole thing.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then I definitely will call the paparazzi to be there.
Yeah, I would like that.
Every time I go, there's just one sad guy with because I usually go early, and then when I leave, no one cares. But when I go early, I'm the first ticket of the night. So the guy has a notebook like this, and they're like, Heather, and they're always really nice. And then I sign 3 of them, and every time I do this, I'm like, good luck giving $1.
Hey, then what they put them on
I don't know what they do with them.
Sell them on eBay or something.
Yeah, and I'm so bad at signing stuff that my signature doesn't even look like a handwriting analysis person would go. That's probably 3 different people. There's no
So what do they have pictures of you waiting
No, it's
outside?
just plain white paper. They're just going to stick it on some other thing.
Oh, because sometimes, like, if you're at a comedy show or something, they know it's you.
Sometimes they have a photo of you, yeah. And I'm always like, that's beautiful. Can I get that? Like, where did you get that?
Yeah.
Like, I have no headshots of myself anymore.
You should get it. Yeah.
Okay, what else do I have for you? Did you hear about the Snickers thing?
Well, yes. I mean, this has been going on forever, that it looks like.
Describe what the Snicker is.
Apparently the chocolatey swirls on the top of Snickers, they say looks like the veins of a dick.
Yes,
right?
it always has.
They always have, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Hopefully.
So.
I mean, that's the type of. King size.
So this guy said, this is very funny, Ad Age magazine, advertising agency, they said this isn't true that they're trying to remove the vein from the dick.
Yeah.
So some guy tried to put a tweet out there to make like really right-wing people be like, all right, you've gone too far.
With
now
M&Ms,
you're trying to demasculinize my Snickers.
Yeah.
It's a Snickers shaped like a dick.
That's the way I like it.
Don't make it a vagina. Don't smooth it out.
Yeah.
So Rolling Stone wrote about it, and they found the guy.
If you woke people want to eat something, eat a Twix. Smooth, no veins. Little.
Don't mess with my... Yeah. We've gone too far.
There's two of them. 2 Twix. You can get gangbanged by a Twix.
It's like what you said. It's the same people that got angry about the M&M. What did you say?
They made it unfuckable, right?
They took the girls.
They took her pumps. She had like
go-go boots.
Go-go boots, yeah.
And I want to say another one, they might have removed her eyelashes and gave her more of an androgynous look.
Yeah. But that was all M&M's doing that.
That was M&M. So I think it's like everybody's being like, why stop desexualizing our candy?
Yeah.
Okay. So they said, this guy who's, he tweeted a news story, a doctored news story, so it's fake, but it looked real. Snickers are officially caving and removing the world-renowned dick vein from the candy bar. And
so did Tucker Carlson actually report on it?
I think he did. I mean, I have a photo of him saying cancel culture, Snickers removing beloved dick vein. Yeah, I think he did. But isn't Tucker kind of a comedy show? Like, is it supposed to be really serious news?
I don't. There are times I watch it and I'm like, he must be in on it. Like, I feel like he's wink, wink, you know.
Yeah, but anyway, get your veiny dick Snickers still.
Because it could,
It's still, but you never know, it might change. This might give them the idea.
Yeah. They still make 3 Musketeers. That was just like, just nougat. No caramel or
now
nuts.
They're just called Truple. They're just 3 gay guys that are getting a TLC show.
That's fun.
Did you see this story?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. This is an insane story.
Yeah.
This is a teacher out of Canada. This comes from Hollywood Unlock. She has size Z prosthetic breasts. Anyway, so they're not real breasts.
Yeah.
They're prosthetic breasts that she puts on every day because she was born. Well, she identifies as a woman. At one time, she was a man. Now she says she was born intersex.
Okay.
But the boobs are not real.
They're just over her back.
She puts it on, puts it on like a vest.
Okay.
And then goes and teaches at the school.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Here's her working in the shop class. In Canada with a wig and everything, and he has a very masculine looking face.
Yeah.
So people said, this is a little much and it's like distracting and can we not and everything. And then she said, well, it's a condition. It's a condition I have. And they're like, but they're prosthetic. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not.
You can just take them
it's
off.
not real. You could just take it off. Anyway, the good news is they didn't fire her or try to find another teacher for the school. She's just on unpaid leave until they can figure out what to do with her.
Okay.
This is when I hear stories like this, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I used to be like, anyone that homeschools their kid, like, God bless you, but I could never. And it's so weird.
Yeah.
I totally get why people are like, you know what?
Yeah. Well, yeah, more and more.
Let's just let's get maybe 3 families together and hire one teacher, like the way some people did in COVID. And I really don't think I can.
I'm ready to do it. I went to a carnival yesterday. I
You
went
have a
to a
3-year-old?
I went to a carnival at my daughter's
She's 3,
school.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's 3.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to a carnival at her school yesterday, big carnival at the school, and the parents could volunteer to work
The booth.
the booths,
Yes.
the concessions, a lot of different things. But there were also people who work in concessions there.
Yes.
Like, guys who know how to put a hot dog in a bun and get it to the customers.
Right.
A Mexican guy who's been doing this. And then there was a lady with a Gucci scarf on. I was driving me insane. And the line of people trying to get hot dogs. And this poor Mexican guy's like, listen, he didn't want to say it because he's like, I don't know who, but can you get out of the way?
It reminds me of that's like a Chris Rock's thing where he goes, the neighborhoods you want, the rich neighborhoods are the one where all the women don't work. Yeah. And they're in their Lululemons and they're shopping and everything. Well, at our carnival, we've had our carnival for years.
Yeah.
And you had no choice, but you had to work the Halloween carnival at least for 3 hours during the 3-day thing when I was there. You had to. They're like, you have no choice. Anyway, I never did.
Never volunteered.
I never got caught.
Yeah.
I never got caught. And then I was waiting for them to get me caught. But then Peter was created the golf tournament. And I guess if one person's ahead of a major event, then you're off the hook. But I was like, I don't want to lose 3 hours like in the back of the car. Because there's like drinking, there's bars and stuff. But I'm like, I'm not going to leave the bar to like go tell some kid, hey, try it one more time, loser. Right. Like you didn't get it in there.
Right.
So anyway, somewhere between COVID and like not having it for 2 years, they finally listened to people, probably the men that are now involved in some of this charity. What the hell are we doing? Just hire the carnival people. We have all these rides and the rides make money.
Yeah.
The little dumb booth things were like tossing the stuff. Don't. And then we don't need the parents. And the parents, we will make more money for serving alcohol to the parents than them standing behind going, okay, throw this.
Yeah, my wife was like, you need to volunteer. I said, I couldn't. I would be back there screaming at this woman in the Gucci scarf. I'd be like, this is lunch rush. Bitch, we gotta take off that scarf and start getting a hot dog. Like I couldn't have done it.
The progression of our thing, there was a time where they didn't hire, now they have food trucks.
Yeah.
Self-contained food trucks.
Right.
They make their money. I'm sure they have to pay to be there, so we get a point. They used to have where people would go and buy all the burgers.
That's what this was.
And like moms and dads making the burgers.
That's what this was. They're
like,
cooking on barbecue.
Thinking?
I know. And I'm telling there was 2,000 people there. It was ridiculous. And this woman in a Gucci scarf is making hamburgers.
She's never made a hamburger in her life.
Never. Her nails, she was like, I didn't even know how to, hold a spatula. I was going insane. I told my wife, we got to leave. I can't watch this anymore.
You had anxiety, you had ADD, and just like Prince Harry.
I need to do a pay-per-view and talk about my time at the carnival.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret, they finally said, enough. We are going to bring it back.
Oh, yes.
So I don't know if they're bringing it back
on like CBS.
With like handicapped unattractive people.
Oh, no.
Or if they're bringing it back like attractive models. But all the comments were like, I only want to see it. Can we just have people? Like, there's people that's their profession is to be pretty and model. Why can't they get some work?
And this is coming from the 6s, the 7s of the world. Like, I'm good. Yeah. Say 7 on a good day. I'm perfectly fine watching a 10. I don't need them to be 6s.
I tried to be a model and they said no. And I still am like, that's okay.
Wasn't it a regular people modeling agency?
There was the regular people, but before that, I actually went to like go-sees.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
With a little book from 1 Hour Photo. My sister and I went to the beach. Okay. Took a bunch of photos of me.
Yeah.
Like stuck into my stomach, like laying out. And then I go. And they're like, yeah, you're going to need professional photos. And I was like, well, that's like $800. So I guess this isn't happening. And then but I went to like all 8 top agencies in LA and everyone said no. And so then I was like, I guess I have to be a comedian. Shit.
You've paid your dues. You've paid your dues.
But again,
I'm so glad you can now have sliced turkey because for all you've gone through.
Honestly.
To get there.
It's so hard sometimes when I'm just like, no, we could do this. What was it? Where were we the other day, Drake? It was a sliced turkey. There was something else.
I got my headshots at Now and Forever wedding photo, my first ones on Long Island. It was a wedding photographer, and he took my headshots.
Why did you think to go there?
I don't.
Okay.
I saw a camera in the window, and I had the worst hits on my face. And this guy, I'm not kidding. he didn't have makeup. He put like calamine lotion on him, and it's a completely different color. And they're in the picture, like you can just see like my face with like different. So, I mean, and I sent it out. I sent like stapled it to a resume back in those days and sent it out.
I got headshots done once, and I go to this really attractive girl, and like my agent said, go to this woman. She lived in this beautiful house in the Palisades. She was married to this rich older man that was like best friends with Barbara Streisand.
Oh.
Okay. But she's going to have her own. It doesn't matter that she married this rich guy.
Yeah.
She's going to have her own thing, and she's a photographer. So they're like, for this price, like we get the headshot, just bring some outfits. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we get the makeup artist.
Right.
So I go come no makeup, and this heavy set gay guy puts on these like industrial glasses like he's about to be a welder. Okay. I guess they were magnified or something. Oh, what are those? He goes, this makes me see you in like whatever high definition or whatever. They were like thick and yellow. And he's doing my makeup, but it's like taking forever, like hours and hours. But it's this no makeup look.
Uh-huh.
So like I don't have mascara, I have nothing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, and he's like whispering to her, like, and she's like, he's going to need you to wash your face. And I'm like, I wash my face before I come here. Well, you're going to have to wash it again. I'm like, okay. So I wash my face, do this whole thing. The photos come out. And at that time, you had to like bring them home with the loop and look. And I bring them home to my dad. And he goes, well, I guess it was for a commercial agent. He goes, well, I guess if they're looking for someone to sell some migraine medicine, you look exhausted.
Oh my God. Oh, the hell.
Oh, these kids have it so easy.
Business. Oh, that is
all right, Chris. Yeah. Oh, wait, I want to do one more thing. Okay, let's do one more thing. You know about Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Well, Selena gained more than 12 million followers in 10 days amid the speculation that Kylie Jenner had mocked her.
Mocked her eyebrows. Right.
She has since said today, let's stop all the silliness and whatever. Meanwhile, Hailey Bieber's probably thrilled with what happened with the Vanderpump stuff because it really took the heat off of her. But Justin Bieber, he performed at this concert, what was the rap concert, Drake, this weekend that Matthew went to? Rolling Lab. He did perform a song there. However, he also canceled all the rest of his dates.
His tour canceled. Yeah.
Don't you think it's kind of weird?
It is.
That right after you cancel it, because you're like, I'm just going to cancel it because I'm still not healthy enough, that then you go do like a guest set.
I know. It was, you should say I can't perform at all. So
he has a birthday party, and the party favor is this like, I don't know, like a wine opener or something, some type of wine, something. And on it, it's engraved silver, and it says, I'm so thankful that I didn't end up with what I thought I wanted. That's what they give out. And so everyone thinks probably Hailey Bieber created that gift to be like, you thought you wanted Selena, but you are now happy that you didn't end up with what you wanted. He probably doesn't even know that these were given out.
No, I don't think that's beyond him. Gift.
Yeah. So she's enjoying her life. Meanwhile, this is juicy. So on Real Housewives of Potomac, there is this guy. He's an old, rich Australian.
Okay.
And he's married to his second wife, who he's now divorcing, Ashley Darby. On the show, there were storylines of how he got caught, but there was photos where he was at a hotel. She was out of town.
Okay.
And then some girl was in a hotel room with him in his boxers, and she took photos of him. Like, she was in the bed. She took photos of him and put it out there. And it got back, and everyone's like, I hate to tell you this, but I think Michael Darby, your husband, Ashley, has been cheating on you.
Yeah.
Poor Ashley said, no, I talked to him, and he met this girl downstairs in the lobby, and they both decided to take a nap or whatever.
Oh,
so they got a hotel room.
That makes sense.
And this girl, is just a mean woman for taking the photos of him in his underwear, and nothing happened. He agrees it wasn't a great idea.
Right.
Anyway, they're getting divorced. But now he's suing another cast member named Candiace for what she said on the show. And what she said on the show was he's suing her for $2 million defamation. During an argument, Candiace Dillard said to Ashley, your husband likes to leave you and go to a man named blanks, they censored his name on the show, house, and suck his dick.
Yeah.
She further went on to say that she was not supposed to talk about this person, but he says that Michael Darby is a client of his. That's what you're asking, because I was holding on to that. This is the second time Michael's sexuality has been a focus after previous allegations of him sexually assaulting a male cameraman were on the show. So there was another time where this male cameraman said he grabbed my ass and everything. Yeah. And there's actually him hitting this other guy's ass on the show a lot. That was one of the other husbands who was straight. So he never made an appearance on the show, but he's saying that he's suing her for defamation, and he's seeking $2 million in damages to make things right. And so a lot of people are speculating this is not wise on his part.
Yeah.
Because if this really goes, then everything that they have could be brought in about his sexuality.
Right.
And there's a lot there. So he hasn't retracted it yet, but
that'd be fun.
I thought that was pretty juicy.
Yeah.
We're going to finish on a sports story since you're into sports.
Sure.
A lot of people got mad when I talked about this guy, Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Anyway, I called him some quarterback.
He's he's better than that.
I talked about his wife, and I go, I guess she's married to some quarterback.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, better. He's only the greatest quarterback that ever lived.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right. This isn't, Juicy Scoop Sports.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't hold that against you.
But why I'd been told the story is that his wife is really big on social media.
Yeah.
But so is his brother.
Yes.
Who seems like a real thirsty spare.
Yeah.
Like he's like he's like up there with
he's real annoying. If you watch him on any of the social medias, he's very annoying. So
he's like a TikToker or whatever. And his whole identity is going to the games and talking about it? Yeah,
kind of. And he dances and, then he's Patrick Mahomes' brother. He goes out to clubs and whatever. Now he's in trouble, right?
So he's in trouble. So he was at this club, and the restaurant owner is the one who brought the charges against him, or claimed that he was a frequent guest at her restaurant, and that he arrived last Saturday at 9:30 with 5 of his friends. And in his entourage, he went down to the downstairs office where the employees were, and then he repeatedly shoved a 19-year-old waiter who tried to go inside to retrieve his water bottle, because the guy was he was in the employee area.
Yeah.
Then his friends later went up to the VIP room where they were reprimanded by the owner, Ashley Vaughn, after she smelled the odor of marijuana from the room that they were occupying. Then he later asked to speak with her privately about the shoving incident of the waiter, in which he then allegedly grabbed her by the neck in her office and kissed her at least twice without her consent. And the grab was enough force that it left a faint bruise on her neck. And she believes that Mahomes was intoxicated, and the police have told her that they plan to pursue sexual assault charges against him. And then his people said, no, of course it's a mistake, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I mean, is he this guy an athlete too, or is he just going to be the brother forever?
I know, but who's like, I bet that the mom of them is so jealous of that other mom whose both boys were
Travis Kelce's mom.
Yeah, she's like both her sons are like winners.
In the Super Bowl.
One's a quarterback and one's a TikToking asshole. That is just,
TikTok.
It's just embarrassing.
I know, it's embarrassing.
Just a little follow-up, the police officer from Tennessee, where is she? Tennessee. She said, she was just having sex with all these people. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it was at a pool party. Sometimes it was in a jacuzzi. Sometimes it was while they were at the office. Sometimes while they were on duty.
Yeah.
And now she says that she was groomed, sexually groomed by all the men.
All the police officers who worked in the precinct. Yeah.
And that she had to see dick pics and things. She didn't like it. Uh-huh. And so, again, it's like this whole thing of being groomed and I'm a victim is so bad for the actual women that really are.
Right.
Like, the word groomed should be reserved for a child. Mm-hmm. That's what it was for. Right. It was a child who was like groomed by their gross soccer coach that molested them. Yeah. Not like a woman who's passed numerous tests to become a police officer, grown, married woman.
Yeah. No,
it's like, well, I had no say in the matter.
Right. No, and now it'll happen.
Any thoughts? What do you think? Do you think she's hot?
Don't put me on the spot on that. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Not my type. Not my type. But
you know what? That face, not surprised. It's like that. it's not that she's unattractive.
Yeah.
It's a little geek face.
Little geek face.
It's a little geeky face.
Yeah.
And the little geeky face, I said this last time we talked about it.
Yeah.
I think she became popular because she was very giving in her sexual favors to all her guy friends.
Yeah.
Probably was like this in high school. Or maybe she's a late bloomer geek.
Right.
And then all of a sudden she gets all this attention. She likes it.
Yeah. Sex in the workplace does not do it for me. Like, I heard a lot of, there was on the desks and stuff. I'm like, I don't. Yeah. The fluorescent lighting.
Yeah.
Not doing anybody any favors.
No.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
So I'm not about that.
Well, Chris, tell everybody where they can find you next.
Oh boy, I'm going to, well, this is coming out. I'm being Brea Wednesday night, Brea, California.
Oh my
at the Improv
gosh.
in Brea
Tell
Wednesday
us about
night.
it.
Yeah, I'll be there Wednesday night. Then I'm going to the East Coast. I'm going to be in, Connecticut. I'm in Connecticut at New York Comedy Club in Stamford, Connecticut.
Fun.
Then I go to Bananas in New Jersey. Long Island, McGuire's on Long Island, my hometown. And then in New York City, I'm at the Cutting Room in New York City.
When is
Apparently owned by Chris Noth, they tell me. This
Oh
place.
my God, that's right.
Yeah.
From Sex and the City.
Yes, Chris Noth from Sex and the City, Mr. Big. He apparently owns this place. The Cutting Room.
When are you going to be there?
I will be there. When I'm at the Cutting Room. The 26th of March. March 26th. March 24th, McGuire's. March 23rd, Bananas. And March 22nd, Stanford.
Wait, speaking of...
Stamford, Connecticut.
Speaking of, and just like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that photo here. Anyway, and just like that, there's lots of pictures of Che Diaz walking the streets with Sarah Jessica
I saw
Parker. So
that.
she is definitely in it.
And John Corbett.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
do you think they'll ever bring back Chris Noth?
No, he
Oh, that's
can't.
right. He died.
Yeah, he died. Well, he died, but you can bring him back in flashbacks. But he won't because he's been canceled.
They
right?
won't.
Yeah.
That's done.
They can't do that.
That's done.
No.
Okay. And then everything is at
Huntsville, Nashville,
sorry, keep
Memphis,
going.
Franjola.fun. Everything's at Franjola.fun. Chicago again, a bunch.
Cover to
Franjola.fun, cover to cover. Listen to the Tobiases. They'll tell you it's a great podcast. Cover to cover.
Patreon. Of course, we have our Patreon as well, which I dropped a really good one. If you want to know more about the inside of Sandoval, and I did it all, but it's all there.
I really think you should go
HeatherMcDonald.net.
to the show at Canyon Club. It's right by your house, and report. That should be your next Patreon. Reporting live from the Sandoval show at the Canyon Club. I think it's like next week.
All right, let's see if it doesn't get canceled.
I know it might be canceled
or rescheduled.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't imagine that the Canyon Club is going to be like, we don't let cheaters come in here. Like, that's not going to be. So it's going to be up to him whether like he feels it's best that they don't go or something.
Yeah, because if they're leaving bad Yelp reviews on that restaurant, I mean, the Canyon Club, the people who are going to come are just going to be protesting out front. It'll be great for everybody.
But a lot of people get real lazy and forget. Like, this a whole week away. I don't think either there's just going to be a very low turnout, or some people are going to go to scream like, Ariana, where's Raquel?
Right.
But I don't know. But you're right. I am kind of curious.
No.
So
close.
Here we go.
I'm saying it's close to you.
Chris, as always.
Thank you for having me. Always a nice time.
Do you want me to do your brows a little bit before we go?
I mean, do what you do. I'm always concerned.
Did I bring the pencil out? Oh.
I'm always concerned that it's going to be too dark. I got a lot of people telling me different ways to do it.
To darken the brows.
But I don't want to. I don't want to darken it. Like I don't want to look like Groucho Marx, And I feel like anytime a man does anything to their brows, it looks very done.
Okay.
So
today I can't do it. I did bring the pencil.
Okay. Well, I mean, you could if you wanted to, but
let's just do one side and we'll take a photo.
Let's take a photo. Okay, that's perfect.
Okay, but
it's going thicker than what you have, but giving like a natural hair-like brush.
Yeah. It feels like it's working.
Some people like to go real long.
Mm-hmm.
See how
long, like down.
Taking it down. Yeah, taking the air down. But then still giving like a nice wake-up arch.
Is that what they call it? A wake-up? Okay. How's it look?
Let me see.
I don't know if that fits you.
I think it looks good.
Drake's in line. It looks good.
Tom Sandoval in my work.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Okay, let's take a picture. Oh, hello. Well, today's a very special day for the Juicy Scoopers and myself. Please welcome my firstborn son, Drake Dobias. He's here today because he really was instrumental in growing my YouTube audience, so much that we have exceeded over 100,000 subscribers, even though my podcast has been downloaded for listens over 200 million times. This YouTube has really grown and people absolutely love watching on YouTube. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, you better subscribe and share. But we want to unbox what you get. And this is, can you take it out? Because I don't want to break it out. Okay, so this is beautiful for when we got over 100,000 with a beautiful letter about how great. And then recognizing your team. Thanks, team. Thanks, team.
That's right.
Drake is going to hang this up in my office studio here in a little bit. But it's really beautiful, and I really appreciate it. And I'd love to get more subscribers. I think we're at 107,000 now. But come on, people, you got to share it. I know you love it. I so appreciate it. We love reading the comments. We always do. It really gives me an idea of what part of the show you guys love the most, which then we clip. We do YouTube Shorts. Tell them about YouTube Shorts.
Well, yeah, YouTube Shorts is just like TikTok. So if you don't like TikTok, but you like YouTube, just go on YouTube Shorts.
Exactly. So that we cut little short bits, some of our favorite parts from every episode, and you can watch them if you just want little appetizers of Juicy Scoop and not the same whole entree. So once again, share this with a friend, subscribe, share, leave a comment, tell somebody, send it to them. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Drake, for telling us that we were not utilizing YouTube enough. Because of you, we got this.
Thank the subscribers for subscribing. Thank you.
So cute.